Hello everyone, it's Leo, and today we're going to talk about episode 19 from Healing Good. This episode was everything. And I'm just gonna say this. I had high expectations, but I was trying to keep my expectations a little lower. I'm gonna even get Soleo, because I'm way too hyper. I was trying to get my expectations a little lower to not be disappointed, but girl, this episode knocked me out. I loved it so much. I was not expecting it to be this good, and it was awesome. It was really, really awesome, and it was something different that we never had before in PreCure. I loved this so much. So let's do this. First, another thing I need to say, the soundtrack. Girl, the soundtrack. Amazing. So Latte started this episode very weak, and she was not getting better. It was the first time this happened, and Hinata's brother said that she had a cold, so she was sick, and they had to take care of her. It was very adorable how everybody got together to try to help her. The girls doing the Hadouken, trying to get the Byogans away from her. It was really adorable, and that scene was very precious because we were able to see Hinata going there and, being her Hinata crazy self that she always is. I just love that. And then Nodoka went there and followed her, and she did that thing as well. But then Chiyu didn't. Chiyu went picked and just prayed. I love when PreCure works with personalities like this. Different girls, different personalities, different ways of reacting. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then we had the villain side, and the girls were trying to keep the Byogans away, so obviously the Byogans ended up feeling that. Actually, but Teatinu was the only one that felt that. The other ones weren't caring about anything. I mean, they were. Daruzen was caring about doing nothing, staying lazy as he always is, Shinoini looking beautiful, and Gaero looking buff. But Tetemoto was the only one that was actually wanting to work, and Shinoini even threw a little shade towards him, but he quickly bounced back from that and went to attack. When he went on to attack and he was wondering what he would do, which object he would infect to create a monster, I loved it because that scene was the first time in this episode that I thought, wow, what a great soundtrack. Amazing. The tense songs in this episode were fire. And then we had Latte. So we had 18 episodes of the girls fighting and protecting Latte. So now we are able to understand how she feels a little better, because so far we haven't seen anything. And that was something that was bothering me a little bit, because I feel like they were working very well with the other mascots and the girls, but Latte was forgotten. As we say here in Brazil, esquecida no churrasco. But Latte was able to share her feelings, and it was very, very nice. It was very well done. I really liked the way the episode dealt with what she was feeling, because she was feeling useless. She was the only one that didn't do anything. She was the only one that wasn't able to help the girls. She was always getting saved. She was always the one to get rescued. And sometimes you want to be the owner of your own destiny, And because of that, we were able to see a dream that Latte had, actually a memory. I think she dreamt of a memory that she had with her mom. And in that moment, we were able to understand that Teatinu told her that she needed to be very strong so that she could have a partner. So if she would have a partner, she would have to be very strong. So that's why she was feeling very sad, because she was not up to par, to that power that her mom told her that she needed to have. She was very weak. She got sick easily. She gets sick easily. Week after week, day after day, attack after attack, she's always getting sick. And sometimes she doesn't even get better. After things get purified, they need to have the power of the bottles. So it made sense. Everything, the way they worked with Latte in this episode made a lot of sense. So I loved it. And so we also had Teatinu. So we haven't seen much of Teatinu so far. We've seen her in the first episode sending the healing animals to Earth and to find the cures so that they can help. But in this episode, we were able to see that she was extremely weak. Like, she is extremely, extremely weak. And I didn't notice that in past episodes. And now I don't know if I didn't notice or if they didn't show. So I'm a little confused. Help me here. Did they actually notice? Did they actually show that she was very weak as she was in this episode? Or she wasn't that weak? How was it? Please help me with this. So we were able to understand a little bit more of the Teatinu's side as well. She can sense the power, the Byogen's power, and I mean she is surrounded by Byogen's power in the healing garden. The healing garden is almost completely destroyed, but that little spot that she's in is safe. So I wonder. It's been a long time since she fought with her partner, and she stayed all that period without being very weak, or did she fight King Byogen? Because we saw that in the past episode. We saw Teatinu fighting against King Byogen by herself once. So maybe she fought after her past partner wasn't with her anymore. She even fought again against King Byogen. Did that happen? I'm a little confused with the timeline now. Help me. Inu, you're very good at this. Help me. So we had this Teatinu thing and we had Latte's thing. And one thing that was very interesting. Latte didn't notice that the monster was attacking. For the first time, she didn't notice because she was weak. So she didn't have any powers in her, so that she wasn't able to notice. And Teatinu created a very strong monster. The monster had infected the whole mountain. And again, another interesting thing, we learned that the girls learned about it because of Chiyu. Chiyu was the one that was in her house, that was in the Saiwazumi Inn, and her mom found about that in the phone, and then Chiyu went on to go to talk to the girls, and the girls got together and they went to fight against Teatinu and his monster. His monster was super strong. Latte was there, but she was, in the sidelines just watching. The monster was super strong. It was able to capture the three girls. The worst thing about Healing Good for me, and I know that you guys know how I feel about it, Curious Can. I hate Curious Can. But I like when they use Curious Can in different ways, like they did in this episode. It was kind of fierce. So, I'm okay. I'm okay with how they used it in this episode. And the fight itself, they weren't able to do much. But one thing I found interesting was that Chiyu was the only one that was left. Like, she was the last one to be captured. And I liked it. Usually when it happens, the pink one, the lead cure, is the one. And now Chiyu was the one. And I like those details, those little details they give to Chiyu. I think that the writers really like Chiyu because they always put those little things in her that we usually don't see that much in characters that are not the main character. So I really liked those details they put on her. Chiyu girl, I love you. We had two things happen. Teatinu feeling something was wrong with her daughter, and Latte remembering what her mom said about her needing to be strong, so she attacked. And girl, that was sad. That was really sad to see her getting beaten up like that. Oh my god. And the soundtrack, everything was very dramatic. And it's important to say, but Teatinu was very scary in this episode. Oh my god, he was like, damn. And you guys know how much I like him. I love him. He's my favorite villain in this season. He's always a lot of fun. And in this episode, he didn't let me down. He didn't let me down. I loved the way he worked with everything. He was cruel, he was fun, he was entertaining, and he was a villain. A real villain. And I loved it. And the way he picked Latte and the way he was dealing with her, oh my god, that was scary, but at the same time, this is what I like in a villain. I like feeling threatened. I like feeling scared. And then Teatinu was in a despair moment. She didn't know what to do. She wanted herself to come, but she didn't. And she prayed. She asked for Earth to do something, but not only to Earth, to the statue itself that we've been wondering so much about. And the statue answered. A light came, something happened, and a gust of wind saved Latte from Teatinu. Oh my god, that moment was so epic. It was so epic. And then we had another very interesting moment concerning Chiu, because Chiu was the one that noticed that the wind was coming, the tornado was coming. Girl, oh my god, Chiu, I love you. And then when we were able to see, Cure Earth appeared. She was there, powerful, beautiful, the wind blowing her hair, and she was holding Latte in her hand. And this is a big moment because I didn't expect this to happen now. The girls obviously didn't know who she was, but the other three knew. The mascots knew, the healing animals knew. She looks exactly the same as Teatinu's partner. She looks exactly the same. So yes, probably the power of the statue brought her back to life, or brought that spirit based on the looks of the original PreCure from Healing Good. That was very interesting. I was not expecting us to have this information in this episode already. And then the queen started fighting. Girl, that was so nice. I loved it. You know, I don't think the animation was 100% on point, but I was still happy with what we got. It was definitely the best fighting scene from Healing Good so far. Very, very entertaining. The way she fought was awesome. And every time we had a close-up on her face, she was fierce. Girl, I loved that so much. So she was able to save Latte, she was able to save the girls, and the girls were able to defeat the monster. I love this because we're gonna enter her arc and we're gonna learn more about her. And after the fight, the girls did transform and they wanted to help Latte, but they didn't have the wind bottle. And then someone appeared. God, she is beautiful. And she was able to materialize the bottle by herself. And I didn't understand if she created a new bottle or if that bottle was the bottle that she used in the past. Because we already know that the wind element fought together with her, right? The wind element already told the girls in episode 14 that the past Cure fought together with the wind element. So she used the wind bottle back in the day. But I don't know if she created a new one or if that was the original one that she used when she was fighting. God, that was... And then the last scene of this episode was so amazing. Nodoka looked at her and said, "Who are you?" And she just smiled and the episode was over. Oh my god! This episode was everything. Oh my god, every single thing that I needed and I didn't know I needed. I mean, I knew I needed something like this, but... And it's interesting, now it's August already. I'm recording this August 8, and this episode, we were supposed to meet her in June, like late June, and it's the first time in a long time in PreCure history that we are actually seeing a cure appearing so late. Yeah, Healing Good is really getting all crazy. And it was supposed to be like a super early introduction. Episode 19, it's super early in PreCure, right? Next episode is going to be huge. I loved the preview and I loved the little sneak peek that we saw from Earth's transformation, and oh god, I just cannot wait to see it. And one thing that was shown is that the Cure Earth is not going to be able to understand Latte. It seems she will need the stethoscope to listen to her. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm super excited and I loved this episode so much. Episode 19, you gave me everything and more. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and until next time. Bye bye.